We are now headed into the Fountain of Youth, where Ponce de Leon was searching for the fountain all his life. And here it says the Fountain of Youth inside. All right, let's go and take a drink. Are you guys ready to go and take a drink of the Fountain of Youth?
Yeah!
Let's go.
And here, look, this cup in here, grab a cup.
We're drinking the Fountain of Youth, you guys. Ready? Drink. Yay! You're gonna be young forever.
When he landed here, he found the water, and he met our Native Americans, our Indians here. And the Indians living here were living into their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Whereas the average European wouldn't make it past 40.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So, that's where the legend lies.
This is the property of the Fountain of Youth, where it is located. And there are tons of peacocks for your kids to run after, and squirrels. Look at all those peacocks.
A peacock!
This was how the Temucan villagers, the Indians that were here when Ponce de Leon arrived, lived. This is the typical village. Ponce de Leon Fountain of Youth Park has tons of great shows that are shown throughout the day, and you need to get a schedule to see when they are starting. We are now headed to the planetarium.
No.
To see the new show. Are you guys ready to check out the show?
No.
Yeah, let's go. This is the park. It's beautifully decorated and holding up with the way it originally looked when Ponce de Leon discovered it. Okay, this is the Temucan village reenactment, I guess, right?
Yes, we're historically, we're in a historically correct manner rebuilding the village with the best available construction information that we have. And there are a lot of standout points. Our interpreters are first period Spanish reenactors. The first period of Spain's occupation of this area was from 1565 to 1763, and then they gave it to the British.
And I must tell you, my job is very difficult in that as a soldier, I'm keeping the Spaniards from causing trouble with the Indians and keeping the Indians from causing trouble with the Spaniards.
That's a big job.
And when there's plenty of food, it's easy. But when there isn't enough food, then there are problems. And what of...
You might want to help with it.
Yes, of many different tools, this is one of the most unusual.
And a little bit, and then grind. And grind. Because that's what makes your grits and cornmeal. But we have happy squirrels when it comes out, so don't worry about it. Very happy.
People, where does corn come from? Most people don't know the answer. Some people will say, corn comes from the store.
Or corn comes from the field.
It comes from the field. Actually, corn comes from the Mexica people of Mexico. The Mayans created corn, just like the Incas of Peru created the potato. Now, if you were really hungry, would you eat this? Probably not, right? Can you imagine you're walking down the street, I've got some really good roots. But guess what? This is food. You don't have to be hungry to turn this root into a kind of bread.
See, you can grind that too.
Yes, this plant you may see that has long stalks, it's called yucca or yucca. You make a kind of bread from it. And Ponce de Leon found this out from the Taino people. And he decided he would make this bread for his soldiers. Now, I can tell you a lot about soldiers, but one of my favorite things is to tell people about the Indians that lived here. They were called the Tumukwa. Now, for this part, we need a volunteer. Oh, okay, come on. All right, you're it. All right, now, as a rule of thumb, never volunteer for something you don't know what it is. Put the arrow, and let's see if we can hit the target. Now, how many tools can you think of that can actually bring food to your family? It's pretty rare, right? I mean, your car can't get you food, not by itself or not unless you go to the supermarket. But this tool, rather ingenious, I must say, a string made of animal sinew, a piece of wood, piece of river cane with fletching from feathers, and watch how it works. So you guys, come a little bit closer. You see the dots on the hay bale? Let's see if we can hit any of them, okay? Ooh, right in the, well, that was a lucky shot, Pat.
This is the back end of the park, and this is where the original settlement of St. Augustine actually occurred and had its very first Thanksgiving dinner 55 years before the recorded Thanksgiving as we know it today. Are you sitting on a cannon?
Chris, this is Captain Laporta. We're going to be fired for you in replica of a 16th century breech loader cannon Spanish had 450 years ago. And what happened 450 years ago? That's when Don Pedro Menendez, northern Spain, Spanish admiral, came here and landed very close to this site, close to the cross and this property, and built the first site of St. Augustine. Before that, in 1513, the Spanish had already come with Don Juan Ponce de Leon, came here in this area and founded Florida for Spain. Florida consisted from everything what we know today in the state of Florida would go all the way up to Canada, all the way to California. All that was considered Florida.
Cannon, look, watch.
¡Para España! ¡Fuego!
Woo!
¡Santiago! ¡Santiago!